We came out here to better understand you. Can you help us to understand you?
To you.
She's had three miscarriages in this house. Every township, town, or village has its myths and legends. Some are steeped in fact, and some are just stories created to scare. No matter the origin, these legends keep us up at night, afraid to sleep. Our team will search out these myths and legends and bring fact to fiction. If you need our help, if you're bothered by things that go bump in the night, we're the ones who bump back. These are living history's mysteries. Welcome to the beautiful town of Allegan, Michigan. As you guys know, when we go out to do a paranormal investigation, we try to bring you a little bit of the history. And I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy the pictures that we've got of this little town. There's so much of the historic district that has gone unchanged for the biggest part of the 20th century. This is going to be good. In 1833, the village of Allegan was originally plotted out by Elisha Ely, Samuel Hubbard, Charles Christopher Trowbridge, Pliny Cutler, and Edmund Monroe. It literally set itself in stone as one of the earliest permanent villages located in southwest Michigan. In 1835, a dam and sawmill was constructed on the Kalamazoo River. An unlimited supply of water power, and also waterbound transportation. In 1886, a one-lane bridge was built over the Kalamazoo River, connecting the two sides of the river right into downtown Allegan. In 1869, the Chappie House Hotel was built, the largest hotel in the area. In 1874, an insane asylum was built for the mentally ill, and in 1877, they added a children's building to that facility. In 1842, a new jail and courthouse was commissioned just in time as the old jailhouse caught fire and they needed some place to move the prisoners to quickly. In 1878, a poorhouse was built. And in 1884, almost the entire downtown district of Allegan was destroyed by a massive fire. Everything seen in these pictures was built between 1884 and 1885. In 1902, the Chappie House Hotel block was destroyed by a second huge fire. In 1914, Howard Blood and Lewis Chevrolet built a manufacturing facility in Allegan to produce the Cornelian automobile. Sometime after that, that one-lane bridge was rebuilt, making it stronger and able to hold more traffic. In 1967, on Easter Passover weekend, film crews showed up in Allegan and shot clips for Chow Manhattan at the Allegan County Jail, which is now the Allegan County Jail Museum. Fast forward to today. Allegan, Michigan is best known today for its rich, full history, but also as a hot spot a main hub of paranormal activity in southwest Michigan. Many paranormal investigation groups have gone to Allegan, Michigan to check out some of the myths and legends, including a few very prominent paranormal television series. Many places in Allegan report paranormal activity, including the Masonic Temple, the old Regent Theater, the sprawling Gothic mansion of General Benjamin Pritchard, the desolate grounds of the former Yellow Motel, Al Capone's hiding spot where it's rumored he hid more than one body, the old Allegan Jail, now the old Allegan Jail Museum, numerous homes, and many, many more locations. Living History's Mysteries was honored to be contacted by a resident of Allegan to come out and do an investigation on their home. Okay, so tell me a little bit about what's been going on. What have you guys experienced yourselves with?
Well, let's see. I know there was a time, like I was telling his partner, I had hard time sleeping sometimes. And then, but the funny thing is, like for a week straight here, I went to bed pretty reasonable and everything. And for almost a week, that whole week straight, I'd wake up at a certain time every time. Like, and it was that was funny to me because I never done it, and it was always at the same time every time. So it's in between like 2:30, 3 o'clock every time I wake up between those times. And then I know I woke up a few times, like hearing noises, stuff like that. I know my wife, she has woke up and like she's actually seen stuff, like the other kids has. I have not personally seen any kind of shadows or anything like that. Not that I can recall. I mean, I may have, but not that I can recall. And I know there was one time that she was sitting at the dining room table, and she thought that her son had come past and went into the other room. So she gets up, she goes over there to see if talk to him for a second, and he's not in there. He comes walking in through the kitchen. And she swore up and down it was him that walked through. I've heard things. Seen the lights flicker. Different stuff like that. I've actually seen them where they would go almost completely out and then get really bright and then go back out more.
Almost like something was drawing the power, then kicked the power back, then let everything go back to...
Yeah.
So now, what about you guys' experiences? What specifically have you... See, I know about you and the lawnmower, which is kind of freaky in itself. You mentioned the little girl earlier. Where have you seen her at?
Most recently, I think my stepdad actually confused her for my son sitting on the couch. He said he woke up at 6 a.m. and walked in the front room and noticed that my son was sitting on the couch. The only problem is he was in bed asleep, right beside her.
How old approximately do you think?
My son?
Yeah, the little girl.
Between 5 and 7 maybe. Couldn't stand no more than 2.5 foot tall. Black hair, probably about shoulder length.
Wow. Our investigation points to Rosaline Colick as the dark, shoulder-length haired little girl. She lived in the house her entire life. She did not die young, but it's often believed that spirits return to a happier time when they pass. Okay, you mentioned the bruising, almost like a fingerprint. There are cases where women have thought they were having an erotic dream. And it's almost like their man is there, they're feeling, they're smelling, they're seeing everything they would as if their spouse was there. But then they come to find out when they wake up, the spouse never has been. At any time this bruising on your thighs or anything has showed up, has it ever been a situation like that, where you felt like, you know, he was sitting there getting kind of fresh and loving and like, you know, a spouse does? Has that kind of a situation ever aroused when you found this bruising the next day?
There have been a few times where I've had really good dreams and there have been bruises the next day.
I don't know if I've ever noticed like bruises the next day, but I've had like dreams like that where I wake up and I realize then it's a dream.
Yeah.
It's like, ah, darn it. But I can't think of necessarily when they showed up, because they would just show up randomly all the time. Like there were just a couple of times where I had one like around my arm, like right here, and it almost looked like I was grabbed.
Incubus.
Incubus.
Scanning stopped.
An incubus, once again, falls into that mythology thing we were talking about earlier.
Isn't there a band called that too?
Yeah, but
Okay.
incubus, an incubus is a spirit that, and I know, have you ever heard of a succubus?
No, I have not.
Okay, a succubus is a female or a spirit that comes to a person in their dreams and takes the image of a female and steals the energy and everything from a male victim. An incubus is a spirit that takes the shape of a male and takes the energy, which would fall into what I was talking to the two girls about with their dreams.
Kind of weird.
Very weird.
Scanning.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak to us? Don't be afraid. We're here to learn about you.
Which way is that arrow pointing?
Right back that direction, towards you. Well, kind of in front of you, towards the house. I would almost go as far as saying over on this end, towards that room that they can't get into.
7.
7. Is that how many spirits are in this house? Okay, this is a brand new system that I just learned about. It is a full kit. It has an EMF meter, SG3 spirit box, and an EVP recorder on it. So we're going to start walking the property and see what's going on. Now the EMF spirit box, what it does is it scans all FM bands and it puts together electronic words or sounds that produce words. Now, when I mentioned earlier, we were standing out here talking, I mentioned seeing the cat in my peripheral vision, but when I turned, it wasn't there. You guys kind of grinned about that a little bit.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
No, it was not.
It's getting closer.
By God, there's nothing there, but it sure is showing up.
Yeah.
And with no light source.
Just like the mausoleum.
Mm-hmm.
It's going now. Is that their property over there?
All the way to that tree right there is their property. That tree's actually on their property line.
Because it was when I was going viral on the site. It wasn't like true. It was like really moving. So you don't leave it moving.
And could you repeat what you just told me?
2 years ago I miscarried and I was 8 weeks along, and the doctors, they didn't need to do any testing further, and when I had passed the baby, we actually buried her over by the tree. There wasn't very much to bury, but we buried her. And as I said, I don't know if she was a female. I just felt that her spirit was going to be female. And so we buried her over there and we named her Angel. So, yeah.
Well, that definitely explains that. Okay, I was just talking to Ashley more about the miscarriages, and she informed me that she's had three miscarriages in this house, the most recent being just this past June. That could explain some things, but we're going to go on and start the investigation in the house. We'll do a lights on walkthrough really fast, and then we'll go lights out, and we'll take it from there.
So we put that one in. I had moved it. The other one is just, I don't like it. I like the neighborhood, but there's just too many break-ins and stuff like that goes on. Sure. Yeah, I'd rather catch them on camera than with my gun.
Oh, no.
First. Make a phone call first before they come in. Down south, I had no choice. I mean,
Sure.
yeah,
South was different.
yeah. I carried my gun down there, and everything was trained for it. Used it, and yeah, I used it more than once, and I hated that fact.
No, I hear you.
Even the officer down there says, "Hey, I'd never have to do that." He says, "I don't know how you." I said, "I told him." I said, "Because," I said, "the guy came in the house
Honey,
and he was."
there are the bedrooms. You can look in there too.
And he, I don't know what he had planned for my kids. And, I had two kids down south.
Are these some of your collectibles right here?
Yeah, that's some of it.
I said, I just hope that with what he couldn't find in life, he finds in death. He finds his peace, I said, I go to bed every night, close my eyes, go to sleep, and the only thing I think of is that right there is what really got me, that man
Sure.
right there.
Oh, yeah.
He's never been here. Yeah. And I go by Daniel on Facebook.
That's ironic. Warning, zombies in this area.
Yeah, I put that up there and I thought it was fine.
You may be hearing a lot of
Yeah.
Now, do you guys ever have any kind of activity in here, or?
My wife, one time she'd be laying in bed and she'd start coughing and stuff, like she can't breathe, and she'd wake up, and there'd be she said that there was like a black figure over the top of her.
Really?
Yeah. what she told me.
What in the hell?
I bet you know your mom's that. Want to go attack her?
Don't forget to get her like sweaters and stuff this winter because she'll freeze. They need the extra. They need the extra.
That one in there, Dotson. In there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are seeing this or not, but I am seeing a lot of orb activity right here in this bathroom.
Maine fits her to a T. Harley Quinn. She's just as nuts. I've never seen a dog that thinks it's a cat, but she can climb. She climbs up the side of her bed.
She got nails. She can't really jump that high, so of course.
And stuff like that. So we moved back up here and we wound up taking over the
Okay,
house.
let's try this a second time.
We actually got married on the
I just came in this room and seen something right here, very bright. Right before I stepped in this room, it killed my camera, whatever was here. Completely shut my camera down. I thought I was recording the whole time and nothing was coming through.
Yeah, but I can remember Carla's. Hers is August 1st.
Here I am. See? Hi.
What? She's like, her birthday's in October, mine in January, so it's like a whole
What in the hell is that?
He's never been here
What are you looking at?
at all. Well, no, he's been here once.
That shadow?
My daughter's been
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
when I came up for Christmas one year before I got
I'm
with
going to
Carla.
blind you before this is over with. This device actually measures vibration. It would tell us if there's anything moving up and down the stairs, especially since I'm like standing right here in the stairway and it's 2 foot wide. It's going to be impossible for anyone to be stepping on this step. see here, we are getting a constant vibration.
I'm coming over here.
This will be the kids' playroom.
This area right here, from door to door, is what sees the most activity.
Right in this area.
Yeah, from that door to this door. Come over and look. Had her come over. She's seen that. She goes, whoa. With that closet goes all the way back like that, and all the way along the side of the length of the wall, probably a whole another 5 foot that way. He's like, well, there's another room back here. I'm gonna make walk-in closet. Okay, do whatever
There's
you're gonna
that
do.
charred wood right there that all the city records say shouldn't exist. We actually just came across this this little cauldron. It's got a maker's mark in it, but you can't actually see what it is. The funny thing about it is it's not as cold as iron would be. It's actually quite, it's not warm as in being close to a fire, but it's not cold like iron normally is. It's strange. The orb and light anomaly activity in the upstairs where the young couple and their children stay is mind-boggling. I don't think I've ever witnessed this many light anomalies in one location since we started doing investigations. I'm still drawn to that cauldron and the fact of how she uses it for her ceremonies. I'll make sure to bless that and cleanse it and leave sage in it when we cleanse this house. As I attempted to get a night vision glimpse of that charred wood, it was almost as if something was standing in front of the camera. I actually could physically feel the camera move in my hands a couple times. I still cannot explain what this light activity is in the lens when I tried to film that old charred oak.
If anyone wants to say something. Anything?
Numbers are still staying really low.
Okay. Not like from outside.
Mm-mm.
Maybe it's because I'm up here.
Was there a fire that took place in this house?
They say this doorway between this room and this room at the top of the stairs is the most active place here. By the look of the orb activity, I tend to agree with them. Here in just a moment, I'll hear someone behind me, like one of the other crew had walked up on me. At this point in time, my camera died. I finally got it turned back on, and it had 65% battery remaining. Alright, I'm going to make this quick because in the last 15 minutes of walking through the house, the battery's gone from 57% to 0. From this point out, we smudged the home with sweetgrass and white sage, prayed over this beautiful piece of Allegan history, the people who now live there, and all those who came before. We don't foresee any issues with the home in the foreseeable future. We encountered no bad spirits within the home, more of a loving, nurturing, watchful lot intent on being part of a family again. We left specific instructions with the homeowners on how to bless the home themselves and how to communicate with the kindly spirits living there. Upon talking to the homeowners the following day, she described the home as lighter, much more relaxed, and a very peaceful, restful, peaceful night. Hey guys, it's Drew with Living History Comes Alive and Living History's Mysteries. I don't know if anyone's ever heard the term ghost in the machine. Normally, that term refers to when a piece of technology starts to act up or doesn't operate like it's supposed to operate. That's the issue we ran into with this investigation. As you've seen, midway into the investigation, the phone went from almost 60% power to 0 in just a matter of minutes. The editing this issue, it's almost like we brought home, or I brought home, the ghosts in the machine. My editing program stopped working. The pictures and things that were downloaded from the camera onto the new computer were not accessible. Nothing wanted to work for us. I had to switch up my editing program in the middle of editing this video, an editing program I have used since the beginning of Living History Comes Alive and never had an issue with. Needless to say, upon completing this video, I'm going to be completely purifying and smudging all of the equipment, erasing all of the files, and hopefully by our next investigation and hopefully by our next video, we got these issues figured out and we have found a way by then to ensure that this don't happen again. There was a lot more footage to show. The ghost didn't want it to be seen. It's the only thing I can say. I wish everything was as simple as just our ghost being in the machine. Harry, what are you doing? Stuff we deal with. What can I say? But it was a good investigation, and I'm glad we were able to help those folks out. So hey, until next time, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you. We do. What else can I say? We'll see y'all later.